All right, moving on to page 186, it gives us, I went up a little too far here, it gives us some rules about estimating. It tells us if the digit's 4 or less, the underlying digit remains the same. If the digit's 5 or greater, we add 1 to the underlying digit. After rounding, all place values to the right of the underlined digit have a place value of 0. All right. Looking down below, it's going to give us an example, and it tells us that let's round the nearest whole number, and it gives us 8.7 and 2.8. So here, if we're rounding the nearest whole number, we're going to look at the 7. And is that higher or lower than 4? It's higher, so we're going to go up, and it's going to be a 9. 2.8, higher or lower? It's 5 or above, it's going to go up to a 3. Then we just multiply 9 times 3 and we get 27. The next one, it gives us, and it tells us to round to the greatest place value. So that's going to be here. Greatest place value. Okay? So we round to the greatest place value, we got to look next door at this 2 here. And we got to decide, is it higher or lower? 5 or above, 4 or below? It's 4 or below, so this goes and stays at 40. And then we have 37.2. And if we want to go to the greatest digit, which is this one, we look next door, and we have a 7, 5 or above or 4 or below? 5 or above, it's going to go to 40 as well. Then we just multiply 40 times 40. Draw a little line there so you don't get confused. 40 times 40. And we would get, well, what's 4 times 4? Let's make this easy on ourselves. What's 4 times 4? 16. And we have 2 zeros, just add 2 zeros. So that's a really easy way to do those. If you ever have numbers that have 0, just multiply the main numbers and add the zeros after it and you'll have your answer. So the product is about 1,600. Alright, try the got it problems on your own. And I'm going to be giving you the answers here in a few minutes. There are 3 of them. Estimate each product, so you're going to round to that whole number. And I'm going to be giving you the answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, for A, we would have rounded 9.6, 6 is 5 or above, would have been 10 times 1.8 is closer to 2. 10 times 2, I don't know why I put an X there, equals 20. Your first answer is 20. Letter B, 4.2 is closer to 4, times 3.1 is closer to 3, equals 12. Letter B would be 12. And letter C, 68.4 is closer to 70. 21.3 is closer to 20. 7 times 2 is 14. Add 2 zeros, 1,400. So if you got those answers right, you would have had 20, 12, and 1,400. All right, let's move on. Turn your page. We are on 187. Gives us a pretty good example up here. A greyhound can travel 39.3 miles per hour. At this speed, about how far could a greyhound travel in 6.5 hours? 6.5 is the same as 6.5. And it rounds it for us. 39.3 is close to 40. 6.5, because it's 5 or above, it rounds up to 7. They multiply and got 280. So the Greyhound could travel about 280 miles in 6.5 or 6.5 hours. All right, so now they give us our example to figure out, and it says suppose $1 US is equal to 5.8 Egyptian pounds. About, here's that about, remember that means round, about how many Egyptian pounds would you receive for $48.50? Rounding the nearest to the greatest place value to make it easier to compute mentally. So our greatest value is a 5. We look next door, we got an 8. Is it 5 or above or 4 and below? It is above, so we round to a 6. 48.5. We gotta get to the nearest digit, so that's 4. Greatest digit, sorry. So we look at our 8, 5 or above or 4 and below. It is above, so we go to 50. So below here, we're going to 50 times 6. And remember what I told you about that 0. We can just do 5 times 6, which is what? 30. We have 1 0, add your 0. That's all you have to do for that one. So 4850 is equal to about 300 pounds. All right, now it gives us a couple more got it problems. I want you to try these on your own. Pause. When you're ready, I'm going to reveal the answers. Be ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you read this problem, it talks about the Earth rotating the Sun about 18.6 miles. How many miles does it travel in 4.8 seconds? 18.6 is closer to 20. And 4.8 is closer to 5. So if we did if we did 20 times 5, we would get 5 times 2 is 10. Add your extra 0, about 100 miles. About 100 miles. The average walking speed of a person is 4.8. That would round to 5 per hour. Estimate is the same thing as about the number of kilometers you would walk in 3 hours. So 5 times 3 is about 15 kilometers. And the last one, a king palm can grow about 2.1 feet. 2.1 is closer to 2 a year. Estimate how many, the height of a king palm in yards after 15 years. So 2 times 15 years would be about 30 yards. Now, you would think you'd be done here, but notice that this says feet, but it ends it in yards. So we aren't quite done with this problem, because now we have to take these yards and convert it into feet. Does anyone know how many feet are in a yard? 3. So if you take 30, divide it by 3, you would get 10 yards. 10 yards. All right, I'm going to take a pause here for a second, switch over to the next video. We are going to do our guided practice together, and that will be wrapping up this lesson. Remember your objective. You are estimating products. Estimating products. All right, let's go to the guided practice.